Hi everybody. In this problem we are going to go over the direct method to consolidate the cost figures from service departments to production departments. We have two service departments, S1 and S2, and we have two production departments. The total of all the cost for S1 plus S2 plus P1 and P2 is $100,000. S1 is spending $10,000, S2 is spending $20,000, production 1 department currently is spending $30,000, and production 2 is $40,000. The goal here is to assign the costs of S1 and S2 to P1 and P2. And why do we want to do that? Because eventually what we are trying to compute is the product cost from production departments. So we need to know the fully loaded cost from production departments. That's why we need to assign service departments cost to P1 and P2. After the method, whether it's direct method or the step method, the sum of P1 and P2 will be $100,000. We want to make sure that happens. So there are, as I mentioned, two service departments and two production departments, and we are going to go over direct method first, and in another example we are going to see how we are going to solve it under step method. But first, under direct method, we look at the percent of production departments only. So what we are considering is the 40% and 40% from S1 and S2 20% to 60%. In other words, what we are doing in direct method is we are disregarding the fact that service departments serve each other. Okay, so the idea behind the direct method is that assume that service departments don't serve each other and then just focus on production departments. Now if I look at S1, if I get rid of S2 under direct method, if I say service departments don't serve each other, then what I'm left here is service department is serving P1 and P2 equally, 40% and 40%. A trick here where people get either confused or make mistakes is this doesn't add up to 100%, and it should. That's the idea. What we are doing is we are reallocating S2 costs. So I picked the numbers so that it makes more sense. 40%, 40% actually means 50-50 split between P1 and P2. So S1 is split 40% and 40%. We disregard the 20% of S2, recalculate the relative percentages of S1 to production departments. And what we realize again is S1 is actually split half and half between P1 and P2. Now, if I want to do it mathematically, what I'm doing is for P1, it is 40% divided by 40% plus 40%, which is 50%. And same for S2, it is 40% divided, for P2, it's the same, 40% divided by 80%. So what I'm essentially saying is S1 is split 50% versus 50% here. S2, and I picked this up as an example, as a easy example to make sure that it makes sense. S1 is split again 50-50 between these two, and this is how it's calculated. The 50% is calculated. S2 is a bit more complicated in the sense that it's split 20 to 60. So in a sense 1 to 3, right? In order to make that to total to 100%, I need to recalculate these percentages, and P1 is 20% divided by 20 plus 60, and P2 is 60% divided by 20 plus 60. So essentially what we are saying is by the time we say, you know what, this is not happening, so then in order to total to 100%, this needs to be 25%, as this needs to be 75%, the new distribution. And now what I'm saying is 20% is distributed 25 to 75, and 10,000 is distributed 50-50. So the original cost for P1 was $30,000 right here. From S1, what we are getting is 50,000. S1 was 10,000, and I needed to calculate production 1 department's percentage. Under direct method, S2 is ignored, and I need to redistribute that so that it totals to $10,000. Essentially, I need to split $10,000 into 2. If I do 40%, it will be 40,000, and it won't add up to 10,000. So it's 50-50 split. 5,000 and 5,000 is their respective percentages. Now, S2, which is 20,000, is split 25% versus 75%. So essentially, when we take the total, it's going to be the original figure plus what is coming from S1 plus what's coming from S2. My new P1 is 40. My new P2 is 60. After redistributing S1 and S2, they again add up to $100,000, which should be the case. And now I have a fully baked, fully incorporated production department's figures.